Study Section 10, Career Development Activities. Introduction. The focus of this session is to examine career activities that can determine your career growth and development. Do not forget what we discussed in the last session, the fifth step of the pathways to career, which is experience your career discussed, offer of appointment or job as the last stage. Nevertheless, your acceptance of the offer is the beginning of your development and growth in the career. The real experience of the career begins at work, while your educational qualification only serves as foundational knowledge. At times, some organizations like banks can employ people from different educational backgrounds such as humanity, social sciences, and sciences. This they do with the intention of retraining them to suit their workplace. Therefore, survival of those employed depends on the activities we shall be considering in this study section. The present study session discusses career stages in any workplace. At every stage, the four career activities such as performance, attitude, adaptability, and identity are crucial for individuals to survive. Failure at any stage will eventually lead to retardation of concerned employee. Learning outcomes for study section 10. At the end of this study session, you should be able to discuss career development activities, explain career steps in educational management, career development activities. There are four employee career development activities, either in educational management or other careers. These are performance, attitude, adaptability, and identity. Performance. Every employee is offered an appointment to discharge some duties in line with agreement as indicated the letter of appointment. Performance is the way in which somebody does a job judged by its effectiveness. The effort committed in rendering career-related tasks enhances career growth. The more one involves in his job by executing assigned tasks, the more dexterous he or she becomes. Do not forget that employers to take note of the employees as they perform. This is done in form of performance appraisal. Thus, performance brings about promotion, and when one is promoted, he or she gets motivated. This encourages him or her to do more. As he or she does more, additional skills are acquired which could necessitate additional or higher responsibilities by the employers. In other words, non-performance can affect an employee negatively. Employer can decide not to extend fringe benefits to such employee. Hardly would he make necessary effort to add value to what he teaches. In this situation, the organizational objectives are at stake. That is why the significant pathways discussed in Lecture 11 are very important to avoid being a misfit after taking up an appointment. Adaptability. Adaptability, Latin adapto, fit to adjust, is a feature of a system or of a process. This word has been put to use as a specialized term in different disciplines and in business operations. According to Andresen and Grunau, adaptability can be seen as an ability to change something or oneself to fit to occurring changes. Adaptability holds that in order for individual to be relevant and successful in a newly and different situation, he or she must possess the ability to change to meet the newly identified needs. Change and development are much more common in contemporary professions, and change requires new knowledge and skills. These can be acquired through workshops, seminars, and self-assessment. Developing a career in educational management also requires updating one's knowledge. Definition of career adaptability in educational management. Career adaptability in educational management can be defined as acquisition and application of the latest knowledge, skills, and technology in the career. The survival of people in their profession is a function of how they could adjust to changes in the workplace. Do not forget that it was explained earlier that your entry qualification into your career is just the foundation to the reality in workplace. For instance, a bachelor degree holder in Islamic or Christian religious studies who is recruited at bank would have to conform with and adapt to the banking environment for survival. Failure to do so could render him or her redundant. This is why most organizations organize training and retraining regularly through workshops, seminars, and further studies. Identity. I guess you know what identity means. Compare your idea with this definition of identity. The Oxford Advanced Learners Dictionary defines identity as the characteristics, feelings, or beliefs that distinguish people from others. Career identity is made up of two important components. Individuals who find satisfactory answers to these questions are likely to have effective career development. In addition, they will also make effective contributions to the profession. When you are interested in your career, you will enjoy doing it. As you do that, more skills are acquired, which in turn leads to high productivity. Anticipation of standards of conduct is another driving force as indicated in question 1 above. If your expectation in that career is low, the rate of development and growth in the career is retarded. Some engage in their professions like slaves. They fail to observe code of conduct or professional ethics. That is why you see some teachers with low self-concept dress shabbily to schools. Since you are to be addressed based on your dressing, they command little or no respect from students and their colleagues. The second question borders on one's career aspiration, career plan, and career development. If one does not have focus, there will be no plan on where to be in the next 5 years in the career. You will recollect that it was one of the typical questions for interview considered in the last studies section. Some organizations might decide not to employ applicants without focus or career plan. They know that if such applicant is mistakenly employed, he or she could become liability to them. Therefore, strong career identity can be achieved through the following. Nigerian Association for Educational Administration and Planning, NIAP, is an example of professional association of educational management graduates. Keen interest in your career, development of career plan, value your career, have high expectation in your career. In conclusion, career development in educational management and other chosen careers for individual employees can be achieved through high levels of performance, positive attitude, adaptability, as well as identity resolution. Career stages in educational management. Career development follows certain stages in almost every profession. It is just like growth process in human beings. If you are just joining an organization, you have to start from a particular stage. Your survival at that particular stage gives you opportunity to cross to the next level. Therefore, it implies that certain skills are expected to succeed in a particular level. You have to be reminded that your career development activities, as explained in the last lecture, play a significant role at every stage in your career growth. Do you still remember these activities? You may need to go back in case you have forgotten them. Careers in educational management and other related professions appear to follow the four-stage process developed by Dalton, Thompson, and Prince, 1977. 1. Apprenticeship stage. This is the earliest career stage which begins after a person accepts job offer. You need to learn specific job responsibilities and duties, expected desired behavior, and important values of your boss and other members in the organization. As a learner, you perform many routine tasks, learns how work gets done because the apprentice usually is young and inexperienced. He or she should be subordinate to almost everyone else and must be able to cope with being dependent on others. The apprentice also has to master his work, accomplishing something noteworthy or making an important contribution to the job for organization. He needs to identify where and how to make a truly significant contribution to the system. At this stage, a mentor supports, guides, and counsels the younger individuals who are the apprentices and learning in the organization. A young professional who has commenced a career in educational management with technical knowledge but without understanding the organization's demands and expectations need to work closely with a more experienced person in the area. For instance, at the university level, there are different academic staff cadres. It starts from graduate assistant, assistant lecturer, lecturer 2, lecturer 1, senior lecturer, and reader/associate professor to professor. A fresh graduate who is employed into the university system as an academic staff will start as an apprentice. Also, a master's degree holder who is employed as an assistant lecturer is an apprentice, as well as a fresh PhD holder without cognate experience in teaching the university level. Adequate experience at each level equips an individual to succeed to the next stage. 2. College stage. This is the second stage in career growth process. The emphasis at this stage is on refined skills and developing mature working relationship with one's co-workers. A colleague is someone who is seen as knowledgeable and competent in the performance of his or work. This stage of psychological state of independence is extremely important for the professional future career growth of the employee. As a colleague, the individual is a full member of the team and has developed self-confidence and some independence. Those who fail in their future career development do so because they either do not have the requisite technical skill to perform independently or they lack the self-confidence to do so. 3. Mentor stage. At this stage, one is expected to become the mentor of those in their early career stage, that is, the young professional apprentice. As a mentor, you develop, guide, and assist other individuals, often those at the apprentice stage. A mentor emphasizes the interpersonal relationship and skill development of subordinates or colleagues who need and want assistance in developing their skills. You are expected at this stage to be responsible for the work of others, and this can cause psychological stress. Those who cannot cope with this new and different requirement in this stage may decide to shift back to the colleague stage. 4. Sponsorship stage. This is the last stage of career growth process. This is the last stage in career steps. This stage involves ability to shape the direction of the organization itself. Some individuals remain in the mentor stage while others progress to the sponsor stage. Sponsorship involves more than simply assisting others in learning task skills. It means supporting their values and visibility to higher level executives, and being involved in the political realities of their career progress. Risk-taking and internal political skills characterize the sponsorship stage. 6. College stage. This is the second stage in career growth process. The emphasis at this stage is on refined skills and developing mature working relationships with one's co-workers. A colleague is someone who is seen as knowledgeable and competent in the performance of his or her work. 7. Mentor. At this stage, one is expected to become the mentor of those in their early career stage, that is, the young professional apprentice. As a mentor, you develop, guide, and assist other individuals, often those at the apprentice stage. 8. Sponsorship stage. This is the last stage in career steps. This stage involves ability to shape the direction of the organization itself. Sponsorship involves more than simply assisting others in learning task skills. This is the end of study section 10. Thanks for listening. Summary for study section 10. In this study session, you have learned the following. 1. Performance. Performance is the way in which somebody does a job judged by its effectiveness. The effort committed in rendering career-related tasks enhances career growth. The more one involves in his job by executing assigned tasks, the more dexterity he or she becomes. 2. Attitude. This refers to the way individuals perceive and evaluate their careers. To develop a career in educational management or other related professions, you must have positive perceptions. The more positive these perceptions and values are, the more effective your career development is. 3. Adaptability. Adaptability holds that in order for individual to be relevant and successful in a newly and different situation, he or she must possess the ability to change to meet the newly identified needs. Career adaptability in educational management, therefore, means the acquisition and application of the latest knowledge, skills, and technology in the career. 4. Identity. Identity is the characteristics, feelings, or beliefs that distinguish people from others. Career identity is made up of two important components. 5. Apprenticeship stage. This is the early career stage, which begins after a person accepts job offer. One needs to learn specific job responsibilities and duties expected, desired behavior, and important values of your boss and other members in the organization.